want to take a moment to revisit a story I shared before, because I didn't tell it the way it deserved to be told. I didn't do it justice. This time I want to make it clear, loud, and undeniable. LaShawn Thompson's name needs to be known. His life mattered. LaShawn was a 35-year-old man with mental health challenges, locked up over a misdemeanor and left to suffer in unimaginable conditions inside the Fulton County Jail. He was placed in a psychiatric unit and still was ignored, neglected, and abandoned until his body was found in a cell infested with bedbugs and filth. The images are horrifying, but even more horrifying is the truth behind them. This man was eaten alive by insects under government custody. This wasn't just neglect. This was inhumane. This was murder. LaShawn was failed by a system that's supposed to protect the vulnerable. He wasn't dangerous. He was in distress. And instead of being met with care, he was discarded like his life didn't matter. But it did. It still does. I'm telling his story again so no one forgets what happened, so people understand that this is not acceptable. So we demand accountability and change. Say his name, LaShawn Thompson. Share his story. Speak up for those who can't. This should never happen to anyone again. LaShawn Thompson, a 35-year-old man from Winter Haven, Florida, became the tragic center of national outrage after his inhumane death in the Fulton County Jail in Atlanta, Georgia. In June 2022, Thompson was arrested for a misdemeanor simple battery charge and was unable to post the $2,500 bail required for his release. Due to his known mental health condition, he was transferred to the jail's psychiatric wing, where he was expected to receive proper care and supervision. However, over the next 3 months, Thompson was subjected to appalling and deeply neglectful conditions that would ultimately lead to his death. On September 13, 2022, he was found unresponsive in his jail cell, which was so infested with insects that it shocked not only his family but the nation. The filthy cell was covered in grime, and Thompson's body bore clear evidence of extreme insect activity, including bedbugs, which his family and attorneys described as having eaten him alive. Initially, the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office ruled the cause of death as undetermined, despite noting the severe infestation. However, an independent autopsy funded by a nonprofit organization founded by former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick later concluded that Thompson had died due to complications from severe neglect. The report detailed the horrific state of his body, showing signs of untreated schizophrenia, extreme malnutrition, dehydration, and prolonged exposure to unsanitary conditions. Thompson had lost approximately 32 pounds during his incarceration and had received little to no meaningful medical or psychiatric care, even though he was placed in a specialized mental health unit that should have ensured closer monitoring. The public release of these findings caused a national uproar. Graphic images of Thompson's condition in the cell circulated widely online, sparking outrage over the inhumanity and systemic failures of the Fulton County Jail system. In response to mounting public pressure and media scrutiny, the Fulton County Board of Commissioners approved a $4 million settlement to be paid to Thompson's family. Additionally, Fulton County Sheriff Patrick Labatt accepted the resignations of several top jail officials, including the chief jailer, signaling an acknowledgement of institutional responsibility for the failure to protect Thompson's basic rights and well-being. The case triggered broader repercussions beyond Fulton County. In July 2023, the U.S. Department of Justice launched a formal civil rights investigation into conditions at the Fulton County Jail, citing LaShawn Thompson's death as a central reason. Investigators found widespread issues, including chronic understaffing, dangerously unsanitary conditions, inadequate mental health treatment, and a pattern of excessive force by staff. In January 2025, the Justice Department announced that it had reached a consent decree with Fulton County, which legally required the county to implement sweeping reforms aimed at improving jail conditions and ensuring compliance with constitutional standards for inmate treatment. LaShawn Thompson's death has become a painful symbol of the profound injustices that often occur behind the closed doors of the American penal system, especially for individuals suffering from mental illness. His story illustrates not only the consequences of institutional neglect, but also the urgent need for reform in how incarcerated people, particularly those with psychiatric needs, are treated. Advocates and civil rights groups continue to use his case to demand accountability, transparency, and the humane treatment of all individuals in custody. His name now serves as a somber reminder of the lives that can be lost when the criminal justice system fails to uphold its most basic responsibilities.
Heartbreaking for this family, and it's disgusting for all the rest of us. Another marker of neglect is the severe infestation of lice and bed bugs. Lice are obligate blood-sucking ectoparasites. When the numbers are severe, circumstances indicate neglect. The full life cycle of a lice is 24 to 28 days, and because they cannot live without blood, we know that he was not being properly treated. Based on the timeline provided, LaShawn Thompson suffered from severe body insect infestation. That's bed bugs biting him, as he notes, in his eyes, in his nose, in his mouth, in his ears, all over his chest, all over his privates. They said it was innumerable how many bed bugs bites he had over his body. And he pointed that out, and he talked about it clearly spanned greater than 28 days. The number of times the bugs were roaming his body, finding blood anywhere they could get it.
I want to thank Colin Kaepernick for helping us find the answers, to find the facts.
Oh, yeah.
Something that we already knew in our heart, but he gave us a chance to prove it to the world. Yes. It's enough that the bed bugs and lice sat there and ate my brother to death, but the neglect hurts me the most. That in 2023, that we'll see people leave people, let them torture, let them rot in a cell. That hurts me the most. These images all over the internet, all over the media, it's disturbing, it's horrific, and it's a big impact on my family. I have another brother, and seeing these images and going through this as a family sent him into a mental breakdown. It's hard for me and my family. I just want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to thank everybody that's standing with us.